We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims.
This seems like a genuine apology. Welcome back to the JP Rex channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. Ashton, Kutcher, and Mula Kunis is maybe how you say her name. They're Hollywood elites, so they fall into the category of they themselves being woke absurdities that we're going to shine the light of awareness on. They've done a couple things wrong, which I don't think it's wrong. I think they did a couple things that show their true colors. And unfortunate to them, those couple things that they did, their true colors are crappy colors. They're just like poop stain on a pride flag kind of looking colors. I don't think they did anything wrong. I think they were just being themselves, and people are observing, who they are and maybe what they stand for, what their principles are, what their morals are, lack thereof. That's actually what's wrong. So their apology video, more significantly, the critique of their apology video is going all over the place. So I wanted to share some thoughts with you. We'll watch their 1 minute long stupid apology video in just a second. But first, a little context. If you're like me, I follow next to nothing going on in Hollywood. You probably know who these people are, but you're like, what they apologize for? What happened? Here's what happened. There's a show called That 70s Show. Ironically, it wasn't in the 70s. So that 70s show, Mula and Ashton were on it, and they had a co-star, a guy named Danny Masterson. Not a good fella. So Danny Masterson was just convicted of raping 2 women. There's also a third woman he alleged to have raped, but he was not convicted in that account. So beyond a shadow of a doubt, he raped 2 women, by the way, with force. Just horrible. After he was convicted, then comes the sentencing. Here's where the plot thickens like a Pfizer blood clot to make these 2 yahoos look like Hollywood sociopaths. They wrote character letters to the judge. They each wrote one. And in the character letters, they were saying wonderful things about Danny, all in an effort to try to persuade the judge to give him less of a sentence. I'll show you some of the things they said in the character letters. But first, why that's a problem is apparently the victims took offense to it. You're like, dude, this guy brutally raped me, and you're sitting there trying to get him a lighter sentence. You're saying he's a good guy. Like, look at what he did to me. So apparently those letters came out. Those victims and the world didn't think too highly of old Ashton and Mula for that. So they're sitting there saying, what should we do? You know what? We should release an apology video. Let's make it the worst apology video in history. We'll make it inauthentic. We'll sound completely disingenuous. That'll smooth things over, right? Because we're us. We can do no wrong. So they released the apology video, and it just made the situation 10 times as bad. I think it's hilarious. So what did they say in their character letter to the judge about their rapist friend? Well, on Newsweek, you can probably see it all over the place, but I'm on newsweek.com. Here you can see Ashton's character letter. I'm just going to hit a couple of the highlights. You know, the whole thing is singing praises, but what did he say that are the worst things to say? Here it is. He also set an extraordinary standard around how you treat other people. He treats some other people with rape. And here is, I think, the thing that makes Ashton Kutcher look the most lunatic-like. And speaking of Danny, who is a convicted rapist, we have spent countless hours together with our kids, and he is among the few people that I would trust to be alone with my son and daughter. What kind of father would say, there's not many people I would trust to be alone with my son or daughter, but one of those few people is the convicted rapist. And then when we get to Mula Kunis's character letter, here's the most idiocracy things she writes. Danny has consistently displayed a profound sense of responsibility and care for those around him. Tell that to his victims. He demonstrates grace and empathy in every situation. Well, there's 2 or 3 situations he legally did not express grace or empathy. In conclusion, Mula writes, I wholeheartedly vouch for Danny Masterson's exceptional character and the tremendous positive influence he has had on me and the people around him. Again, These three women around him may disagree. But I digress, and the letter is filled with other things. Those were just the few things that I thought makes them look as bad as they are. Ashton and Mula said, okay, this does look bad. We gotta fix this. Here's an apology video. It was posted to Ashton Kutcher's Instagram, which I didn't know this was his username. I don't know what that means. A+. Let's take a little look-ski.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
Which, by the way, thus far, how genuine do they seem? He's not even looking in the camera and he's saying it. And by the way, they kind of look disheveled. I would guess this is a PR technique. Like, hey, instead of looking as beautiful as you guys normally look, let's put you in hair and makeup for 6 hours to make you look disheveled. It'll make you look relatable. It'll give the essence that you're really torn up about this. You're really sorry, you know. I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's my guess, because not much in Hollywood is authentic. It's largely fake. And I think these two are acting very fake.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
She could not have sounded less genuine. Just impossible. She sounds like she's reading off a paper. Sounds like she's reading words off a paper that she's never read before. It's just so disingenuine. Two things to listen to. One is how they are. Disingenuine, not looking at the camera, this robotic tone of voice. And then the second thing to pay attention to is the content. So how they are, and then the content of their message. So Mila's just her message there, paraphrased, is, hey, we're good people. We're good people. We do a lot of work to support victims. So they're making it about them. That's a mistake. I mean, it's good if that's how they actually feel. This is probably how they actually feel. But it's not good in the sense of showing good moral heartedness. Because instead of letting this be about the victims, like, hey, we wrote things about the guy who assaulted you. We said really glowing things about him, trying to get the judge to give him a less sentence. I see how that could have hurt you. He's a crappy human being. I'm sorry for what we wrote. I'm sure it hurt you. No, they're making it about them. Oh, love it. Good narcissists do that. We actually do a lot of work to support victims, okay?
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
Like, these are actors. They should at least act like they care. They should at least act like they're not reading off a teleprompter.
We're intended for the judge to read.
The letters were only intended for the judge to read. We're so sorry that other people read them and learned what we actually think. We never intended for people to find out what we actually think. We like to hide that behind the facade of, we're good people.
And not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that.
We'd never want to do that. I'm sure this apology video is going to make him better, though.
And we're sorry if that has taken place.
We're sorry if that has taken place. Like, you don't sound sorry.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim.
Whoa, wow, Mother Teresa here. Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim. Does it? Does it? Or are you just saying that? Like, your heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim? Like, do you know them? Are you thinking of them? Are you taking time to understand what their situation was, what they were a victim to? Does it go out to every single person who's ever been a victim? Or are you just saying that? It kind of sounds like you're just saying that.
Of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
Shut that off. Now let's go look at the ocean over there. All right, so that's the apology video from Ashton and Mula. I don't know them personally, so I have no inside information. If I were just judging their character off of this video and their corresponding character letter where they think highly of a convicted rapist, if I was judging them based off of this, which I am, I would say they're what's wrong in Hollywood. They seem perfect for Hollywood. They seem exactly what Hollywood is. They don't care about other people. Their agenda, which their agenda was to help save their rapist friend, if their agenda happens to hurt people or cause ripples in the fabric of the public's eye and their perception of them, then they come out and they're just out to save their own butt. Now, if I were their PR agency, here's what I would have told them. It's like, look, guys, I know you don't give a shit. That's fine. You don't need to. But we got to have you act like you give a shit. So to do that, instead of making this all about you and you never meant for people to find out what you actually fucking said, you need to acknowledge the victim. You need to own it. You need to apologize to the victim. You need to own how your words probably could have come across as incredibly insensitive and hurtful relative to the felony that your friend inflicted on them. So even if you don't mean it, even if you're not sorry, even if you don't give a crap, you actually have to give a crap and let it be about the victims rather than be about yourself. That's the PR advice I would have given them. They either received crappy PR advice or they should have gotten PR advice. So with that said, that's the Mula, Ashton, Kutcher apology video. That's what I think. I will issue an apology video for this apology video that I'm reacting to because I think we deserve better than to pay attention to these people. And by the way, I don't advocate like follow Hollywood drama. What's happening with these people? I normally don't do that. I would discourage it actually. I usually don't do it myself. But this happened across my attention. I saw the 1 minute video. I'm like, I got something to say about that. So I'm going to say something about that. The woke absurdities that are Hollywood elites, they do a good job of teaching us how not to be. I appreciate you watching with me, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But before that, I want to tell you about something special. I don't know about you, but I'm someone who likes to take control of my health. And one of the prime ways I look to do that is with high quality CBD. There's no question about it. CBD has helped a lot of people overcome a lot of different challenges while boosting their vitality. But here's the problem. Getting high quality, pure potent CBD can be an issue. That's why I developed Awaken CBD. To help people feel and function their best, I wanted to bring the best, highest quality, most potent, pure CBD to the market possible. And that's exactly what we've done. We've got both full spectrum and broad spectrum CBD oil. And my favorite, most delicious way to get my CBD is with the full spectrum gummies and sleep gummies. And if you're like me, where you a little too occasionally develop aches and pains, we also got you covered there with the topicals. If you want to start upgrading your health with the best, most high potency, purest CBD on the market, I would love it if you checked out Awaken CBD at awakencbd.com.